Hey guys, my name's Sean Battle, and today I'm going to be showing you how to set up things like fish bowls. I'll be setting up these two glass vases to make a room look nice, and I will be setting up cactuses in one and succulents in the other. The succulents, I bought all of them and kind of let a couple of them die. So the ones that I've left, I will be planting in this one, in the more shallow bowl, and then I have cactuses from South Carolina, North Carolina, and Arizona that I will be planting in here. And I would rather plant the cactuses in here, but since they are cactuses, I don't want people touching them, and there's less of them and they'll be easier to plant if I have to put my hand in. So first I'm going to be cleaning off all of these cactuses, getting them out of the dirt, and cactuses and succulents, getting them out of the dirt that they were in, and making sure there's no bugs or anything, because as you can see, I have animals in my room, and I like to sanitize everything before I bring it into my room. Okay, so all I have for this is the succulents in their unsterilizedness and dirt. I have gloves because these are prickly pear cactuses, all three of them, or all three of the different kinds. I think there's 5 pieces in total. And you don't want to get those into your fingers because they're really annoying. Then I have scissors to cut off the long spines of the cactuses and to cut off like all the dead parts of the succulents. A water thing to wash off all the dirt into, and then a towel to put them on once dry. So let's get started. So I got as much dirt off of each of them that I could just using my fingers, and then I threw them into the water so then they could soak. It would clean off anything that they had around there, like leaf type of things. And then it would be easier to clean off any other dirt when it's in the water, because water, it's easier to get off than dry dirt. I did the succulents first and then the cactuses last. Okay guys, so now I have all the materials for this build prepared right here. So up here I have the hardscape and botanicals. The hardscape is I have 2 pieces of wood for each tank, and then I have lots of these crystal-like rocks, and then for botanicals I have an arrangement of leaves and an arrangement of twigs and pieces like nuts and stuff. And most of the stuff up here, like all of this, is from Arizona. Then over here, I have the substrate. I'm going to be mixing my normal mix that I use for all my tropical terrariums with a bit more sand, and the sand's from a beach in Florida that I collected there. And then here I have all my succulents and cactuses. Like I said, the 5 cactuses will be going in there. All the succulents will be going in there, and that's just because of planting reasons. It's going to be easier to plant 5 plants in the thing that I'm going to have to put my hand down into, and then lots more plants in that. So first I'm going to have to mix the substrate, but I don't want to mix too much because I can't really use the substrate for anything else. So I will be mixing just a little bit at a time. I think I might have added too much sand, but whatever, it won't really matter. Okay, so the reason that I added extra sand, because my mix already has some sand in it, is to give it like a different texture, which I think would look cool, and then to also help it properly drain, because that's important with cactuses and succulents. They do need water, but they also need to drain properly. They need water, but they don't need to sit in wet dirt like other plants can. So another thing to drain is, since these 2 containers do not, I'm going to set my soil aside, do not drain, obviously, then I will be putting, for this reason, I'm going to be filling the bottom of both of them with this river rock. Just enough so it can hold some water down there. Just enough to cover the bottom, so if I overwater it, the soil won't stay wet. I'm gonna go get more to put into this one. This one won't need as many because it is smaller on the bottom, but this one's just as wide, and I plan on making the dirt come up quite a lot, so I figured that it's alright if I add this many rocks. So I'm gonna go get more. Okay, so now I will be doing the fishbowl one with the cactuses, and this shouldn't take nearly as long because, like I said, it does not have to, I mean, it's really easy to plant cactuses because you basically just stick them right into the ground. So I will be adding the mix first that I have made in this bucket. So I'm not exactly sure how much I want. So I'm gonna put it in here. Sorry if there's a dog barking in the background. I can't really control that. I'm not exactly sure how much I want, but I'm gonna put in a decent amount, and then I will flatten it out and see what it looks like. So obviously I'm going to be scaping this. So I have all the materials right up here. Okay, so I've decided on the pieces that I want to use for this tank, and I'm going to be using this piece of wood because there's less plants in this particular tank, which means that I can have like a bigger piece of hardscape, because I'm going to have the other piece, well, you'll see, it won't take up as much room as this one will. So first, I think I'm going to be putting in this piece of, first I'm putting it so the dirt is higher in the back, which is pretty normal for terrariums. Looking at it, making sure it looks good from the front, because obviously that's what we want. And then I'm going to be putting this piece in like this, and then moving dirt around it. And I do think I kind of like, there might be a bit too much sand in this, but you know, it's not like a problem or anything. So that's what I have so far. Here, I'm gonna change the light. Okay, that should be better for you guys. Now you can see in, and I want to make sure that I like it properly. So I gotta pay attention to where the seams are with the glass. So I'm making sure those are on the sides, because they're on either side. So there's that. And then I'm only using 3 pieces of stone, or 4 pieces of stone that I have here. And then those botanicals that are there, and then I might use leaves or something, I haven't decided. Okay, so I'm not super used to doing circular terrariums like this, or arid terrariums like this. I keep all tropical species, or species that need a high humidity, so it's kind of different for me to do something like this, also something this small, and since it's inside the fishbowl, it's also quite hard to get like my hand in and everything. So this one took quite a long time. The next one I think kind of went faster, and I enjoyed doing it more, and everything kind of seemed to fit together. Like with this one, I kept looking at it and I was like, does that look good or not? Like I can't tell, and it takes time, so that's why I tried to speed it up a little bit. And I actually had filmed this so like you would be able to hear me, but I was kind of just like rambling on every once in a while, not really saying anything too important, but kind of like this, honestly. But it was just kind of hard for me to figure this out, and it just takes time. I believe these should, I mean, if you just set them in here, they should just start growing roots like that, because that's normally how these cactuses have worked for me. And now I'm going to be planting these other 2, which are from North and South Carolina, and they definitely look different. I believe this one's from South Carolina and the other one's from North Carolina. So let's see. I think if I planted this one right here, should make sure that area where the roots are buried. And I'm gonna put this right beside it here. Alright, I'm gonna add this the back right here, I think. After adding that big one in, I went to add the one from North Carolina that I found on a beach and I kind of started getting aggravated, so this is when I ended up switching to a normal time lapse, which is much faster, and I ended up using more rocks and building up the background more to be able to plant that plant behind. So this one, in my opinion, I don't think is going to look nearly as good as the other one, but I still think it turned out alright. And leaf litter doesn't really make sense, but I just need something to fill it in because I thought the green of the cactus and then all the wood and then the white stone kind of didn't really match, and the white of the dirt, it all kind of made it look weird. So I think that the leaves help it a lot, and it's not, I don't know, I think it's actually supposed to be viewed from right here, but I kind of ended up making it like that, so that's alright. I think it'll look kind of cool like this, and I think it looks pretty cool. I'm either going to be putting it over here in my room, up over here in the window, if it fits, and it does, so I might be putting it there, or I could put it in the window in my bathroom, or I could put it somewhere in the house, so I will decide on that later. And now I'm going to be working on this tank, which in my opinion should go a lot better, but we will see, because that one has to be inside the bowl. This one I plan on everything sticking out and like being out of it, so it should be a little bit easier for me. And it did turn out to be a heck of a lot easier for me. So I added the dirt, I added the hardscape, and then I put the little plants in between it. Well, I definitely did not disappoint myself. I think this looks really awesome. So that's exciting, and I think that these plants are just completely putting it all together, making it look very cool, and I hope that I can get them to survive. So now I will be watering both of these two things, which I will probably be doing with a spray bottle, and I think this turned out really well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like it down below. If you have any comments or concerns, put in the comments below, and if for more content, then subscribe. Have a fantastic day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Okay, so I put this one in front of my other tanks because it looks so cool and I want to see it on a daily basis. I put the cactus one right here in my bathroom windowsill, along with some green onions I'm trying to grow, and some of the other succulents that didn't look very good and kind of had this white mold stuff on them. So I'm going to try, if they start to grow, then I will plant them as well, but I'm trying to grow them in water and see how it goes. So then I'll also see this one on a regular basis, so then I can water it and everything.